Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to the Cozy Corner. I'm your host, Nicole. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. As I record this, I'm looking out at the soft gray sky of early March. There is a gentle rain falling, not the cold, biting rain of winter that makes you want to hide under the blankets, but a different kind of rain. It's a rhythmic, whispering rain. If you listen closely, it sounds like the earth is taking a long, deep breath. It's the sound of the soil drinking, preparing for the life that is about to burst forth. I'm sitting here with a cup of chamomile tea, and I was thinking about the concept of hidden things. In our modern lives, especially in this busy year of 2026, everything is so visible. We see everyone's success, everyone's vacations, and everyone's perfect moments on our screens. But the most important changes, the real growth, usually happen where no one can see them. They happen in the dark, under the soil, or deep inside our hearts. That led me to think about a story that has stayed with me since I was a little girl, The Secret Garden. Whether you know it as a classic novel or a beautifully filmed movie, it's a story that perfectly captures the magic of spring. So today, let's leave the noise behind, open that heavy ivy-covered door, and explore the garden of our own minds. The story starts in a very uncozy way. We meet Mary Lennox, a young girl living in India. She is described as sour, disagreeable, and lonely. She has no friends, and she doesn't know how to love or be loved. When she is sent to live with her uncle in the Yorkshire moors of England, she enters a landscape that matches her heart. If you've never seen the Yorkshire moors, imagine vast rolling hills covered in brown heather, hidden in a thick, mysterious mist. It's bleak, it's cold, it's lonely. Mary's uncle is a man broken by grief. He has locked away the garden that belonged to his late wife and buried the key. For 10 years, that garden has been dead to the world. But here is the first lesson the secret garden teaches us. Dormancy. In English, when a plant is dormant, it isn't dead. It's just sleeping. It's saving its energy. Many of us feel dormant in our own lives. Maybe you feel like your English progress has stopped. You feel like a gray winter moor. You think, I'm not getting better, I'm just stuck. But Mary reminds us that even when the ground is hard and the sky is gray, the roots are still there. They are just waiting for a reason to wake up. For Mary, that reason was curiosity. She started to wonder about the garden. She started to look for the key. One day, with the help of a friendly little bird, a robin Mary finds the key buried in the earth. She opens the door, and what she finds is a world of gray branches and tangled vines. At first, she thinks it's dead, but then she sees something. A tiny, pale green point sticking out of the black soil. In English, we have a beautiful word for this: sprout. A sprout is a sign of hope. As Mary begins to tend the garden, which means to take care of it, she begins to change too. Her sour face starts to brighten. Her thin body becomes strong. This is what we call growth in harmony. Let's look at the language of discovery. When Mary is in the garden, she uses sensory words. She talks about the scent of the damp earth. She feels the rough bark of the trees. When you are learning English, I want you to be like Mary in the garden. Don't just look at words on a page. Try to feel them. When you learn the word crisp, don't just memorize the definition. Think of the sound of a fresh apple or the feel of the cold morning air. Connect the language to your senses. That is how you find the key to making English a part of who you are, rather than just a subject you study. As the garden grows, so does the magic. Mary brings her cousin, Colin, into the garden. Colin is a boy who has spent his whole life in a dark room, believing he is sick and dying. He is full of fear. But in the garden, Colin learns the most important lesson of the story, the power of thoughts. There is a famous line in the book: Where you tend a rose, my lad, a thistle cannot grow. Think about that. A thistle, that thistle, is a prickly, painful weed. In our minds, thistles are negative thoughts. I'm not smart enough. Everyone is laughing at my accent. I'll never understand this movie. These thoughts are like weeds. They take up all the space and sunlight, leaving no room for the roses to grow. Colin realizes that if he changes his thoughts, his body will follow. He decides to believe he is well. He decides to believe in the magic of the spring. And eventually, he stands up. He walks. In your English journey, what are you planting? Are you tending to the thistles of doubt, or are you tending to the roses of curiosity? Every time you listen to a podcast, every time you try to speak, even when you're nervous, you are planting a rose. And the more roses you plant, the less room there is for the thistles of fear. Spring is now in full bloom in Komori and in our secret garden. The movie versions of this story show us incredible visuals. Flowers opening in fast motion, the return of the green leaves, the sun warming the old stone walls. In 2026, we often talk about productivity, but I prefer the word nourishment. Nourishment. How do you nourish your English? 1. Be patient. A garden doesn't grow in one night. You can't pull on a sprout to make it grow faster. You'll only hurt it. Give yourself permission to be slow. 2. Look for the tiny points. Celebrate the small wins. Maybe you understood a joke today. Maybe you used a new word correctly. Those are your sprouts. 3. Stay in the sun. Surround yourself with things you love. If you love movies, watch movies. If you love gardening, read about plants in English. When you enjoy the process, the magic happens naturally. As we close the door to our secret garden today, I want you to take a moment of silence. Breathe in, breathe out. Remember, Nicole is here with you every week. We are gardening together. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be persistent. The world is waiting for your lush season. If you enjoyed this long stroll through the garden, please leave a comment and tell me, what is one rose you are planting in your life this week? I love reading your stories. I'm Nicole. Thank you for being part of the Cozy Corner. Keep blooming at your own pace, and I will see you in the next episode. Happy spring, and goodbye for now.